CareerGPS Global Positioning Strategies, the place where you'll get insights that accelerate your job search and career growth. With Katrina Brittingham, get tips and advice from thought leaders from around the globe that will guide you to the next destination in your career. And now, your host, Katrina Brittingham.
Hello, hello, hello. This is Katrina, your career coach, with another episode of Career GPS. And today I have a wonderful expert for you today. Her name is Jordan-Lindsey, and she is a published author and owner of the inspirational speaking business, Visible Voice. Oh, yes. I love that title. You are very special. Her areas of expertise include inspirational speaking services for educational institutions, youth programs, corporate businesses, women workshops and conferences, and also community events. She initiated her speaking business in April 2018, my birthday month, after experiencing an unexpected employment obstacle that motivated her to start writing and speaking to inspire others with her story. Her speaking topics vary from never give up, staying on track, driving with determination, self-esteem, writing to express, effective classroom teaching, fearful to fearless, obstacles to success, and singleness to marriage. Ooh, I need to listen to that one. Just to list a few. Kayla has a master's in music performance from Florida International University and a bachelor with music from Florida Atlantic University. Kayla is currently working on several upcoming books and will return as a former employee at Miami-Dade College as an academic advisor in July. Awesome accomplishments, and we are going to bring Kayla on now. Hi, Kayla.
Hello. Good evening, everyone.
Like I was saying, I loved the title that you gave, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. Yes. Visible Voice, oh, yes. I definitely love that title, and your biography spoke to me, the larger one as well as the condensed one. Now you can see why it's condensed, because I actually give it as your introduction.
Yes.
But she has a powerful story, powerful story, and I'm going to jump into it just to ask the first question, which is, why did you start Visible Voice, oh, yes?
Well, first of all, visible voice, everyone has a visible voice. It's not just myself, but every single person here on this earth has a visible voice that you can actually see, that you can meet. And oh, yes, oh, you are ever special
yes.
as well. So, yes, everyone, not just myself, but every single person, no matter who, what, when, where, and why, what you've gone through in life. I don't care if you've been out there on the corner, if you've been in imprisonment or just gone through trials and tribulations or struggling or homeless, you are still special deep down inside. So
yes,
why did
you
I
are.
started? Yes, definitely. So I had two choices. Normally you would, hear someone say, okay, I had no choice. But in this case here, I had two choices. I was dealing with a humongous, out of this world, unexpected employment battle with, being wrongfully terminated. And I will say that term. I have not used that in such a while, but I will use it. It's not new to anyone. It was just a big shock. It just felt like, I don't know, a big train or a bus, something was just coming down on top of me when this happened about 18 months ago. Again, unexpected, the unforeseens in which we've all gone through and coped with, the unforeseens of life. It was very, very tough, very, very tough, very challenging, very emotional. Even still to this day, I get flashbacks. But I'm better than I was, during that time, about 18 months ago. Financially, nothing. I was left with nothing. Zero. Again, it was chaos. Again, hearing this unexpected news like that in a field that I studied with for about, 6 years, and I taught in the education system for about 12 years, and to hear this unexpected news like this with no type of compassion or mercy or ears to listen, it was just so shocking. And so, again, I had two choices. I could have given up and remained depressed. I became very depressed. I ended up losing a lot of weight, 15 to 20 pounds. I ended up losing a lot of weight and just very down, very low. And that happens,
right,
when you're single and also when you're married. We all go through things. Yes, I am married, and that did happen. I was down, I was depressed, but I thank God I did have my husband there by my side even to this day. Through the thick and thin, through the battles and just all of the loss. I lost a lot. We lost. Now, if you hear me say I'm talking about we as well, because we're one together as a family. So I lost a lot. It was a loss. It was a lot that I lost, financial-wise, salary-wise. I had gone from a decent amount of salary to an unbelievable amount. I don't even want to tell you, right now. It was shocking. Medical care, again, financially, and it became a burden.
Right.
That became a burden on myself, on my husband, on my family. It was extremely tough. So I had, again, two choices: to give up on life, or just to give up and just drop it, or I could have stayed strong and stayed standing, and which I did to this day. Today.
And that's awesome. Like you said, it's the unexpected. As I just want to pull out something, like you said, the unexpected termination, wrongful termination. I've been there. I called it being liberated from my employment.
Yes.
And like you said, it's a shock because you go from making this certain amount, and if you get unemployment. One time when I was out of work, I didn't even qualify. Well, it was a fight, and it didn't end in my favor. And so you go from what you were making to half of it or nothing. So it is a shock.
And you're right on point. Half of it or nothing. And I did go through that. I coped with a lot, but it was hard. It was tough, but. We stayed strong. We stayed prayerful. We stayed together as one. We stayed hopeful. We stayed determined. And so I didn't want to remain depressed. And this is even after applying for, you wouldn't even believe this, over 100 employers with the bachelor's, with the master's, receiving the answer no, or unfortunately no, or just silence. No response back. Yeah, that was shocking. It was just very tough. It was a hairy load, like, wow, this just happened, and I can't even get a job here. And I was struggling until, thankfully, up until this point here. It was for a while. I was in and out of jobs. I had a part-time or temporary job with United Way, which was a huge blessing on my end and then my family's end. But then when that was done, it's like, okay, you have 5 months and no job. But then you're still looking back at what just happened. But even throughout that, it kept me strong. I knew that there was a greater purpose in what just happened. But even before that, so I had two options: to give up or to get up and stay strong. So one night, in the middle of the night, I just sat there and prayed. And I just got up and I just started writing. Now, this is on my phone. I didn't have a pen and paper. You normally don't have pen and paper, when you're laying down. So I had, my phone on me, and I just started writing, Katrina, writing, everyone, writing to where I had eventually realized I had written about 10 pages, 10 full pages of what I had just experienced. 10 full pages. And that actually motivated me. That opened my eyes, what I had coped with and gone through. That it wasn't, it didn't just happen, but that happened for a reason, for a greater purpose beyond our needs and sometimes what we think it, should have came out to or what we should have had. But it came out to be a blessing, actually. Again, that happened for a reason because it brought me, it shifted my mindset, okay? Shifted my mindset. It transformed me. It opened my eyes about not just the reality of life, but my life, things, that I needed to work on, to get back in order and focus on family and other things as well. But it made me strong. It shifted me to my purpose and then eventually in my calling. After that day, that night, middle of the night, I just started writing until I could not stop, even to this day. My husband still has to tell me sometimes to, get off the computer and stop writing because I just have such a passion now and just a love for just writing to express and to share my story, my testimony, but not just that, but my gift as well. And so things happen for a reason, for a purpose. Right. And it made the best. It made the best out of me. It wasn't the worst. It made me stronger. It made me wiser. It made me more hopeful, faithful, and determined. And I didn't give up. I could have given up. No, but I have kids. I have children. Mm-hmm. I have a husband. I have a family. So they definitely kept me on my feet and motivated me. And I also had to self-motivate myself as well. Every single day for about almost going on 2 years. And I'm being real. I keep it real. 2 years.
And it's the truth.
And it's not easy, but it's an experience in that. It almost felt like an underground valley, and I will say that. Underground valley. I mean, daily. We had to work on this daily, even to this day. Daily. Again, when you're going from a salary this high and then it just drops like that, it was tough. It was a burden on my family. It was emotional, physical, mental, and so I had to stay stronger, not just on the outside, just with the muscles that we have, but in life we have to learn how to stay strong on the inside, which takes a lot. It's not easy. It wasn't easy, but it takes daily effort. If you work on this thing every day, daily effort. And again, I embraced what I had gone through, that battle, that obstacle. I embraced it, and I applied my gifts to what God had given me, not just being a musician or so forth. The title doesn't mean anything to me, but just about with the strength and the gifts and talents and the mindset and the strength that he had given me to eventually open my eyes and to allow me now to just be so happy, enthused, and joyful, motivated, and I'm just so passionate about writing. I cannot put the pen down or the pencil down. I can't, because I absolutely love it. And that's when you know that you've gone somewhere, you're in your purpose, and then eventually reality, but then your calling as well. We go from dreams to trials and tribulations to hopefully opening up our eyes into our purpose, and then the reality of life, and then our calling, which is just even a more blessing, because it's more of a desire, a thirst. Again, going through challenges and battles, and that's what life does. That's what trials and tribulations and obstacles do. They're supposed to also teach us. We're supposed to learn and gain from it and not look at it as a bad viewpoint, but learn and to do better and to go out there and help others out when it comes to compassion. That's so extremely important, having compassion, love, an ear to listen to someone. Every single walk, every single day in our lives happen for a reason, for a purpose. There's no mistake in our walk. And so I knew that what I had gone through, what we had gone through, was no mistake, because then it brought me now again into my purpose. I never would have thought in maybe a million years. Yes, I love writing, but, now having, one of many, I have multiple books back to back that are just lined up, and I'm just so, enthused now that I had never been in my life. And I told my husband that I had never been in my life, just so enthused and so passionate and so grateful as well. I'm thankful just to be alive, breathing.
And that's awesome.
Simplest things of life. Just the simplest things of life. And now to be, to have gone through that and, still working on that. We're not perfect. I'm not perfect. We're all imperfect. We're all working on it daily. But now to have such a drive and determination and hope and just love now and more peace, in my heart, and a more loving heart. More compassionate of what was not given to me. It wasn't given to me. Of course it wasn't. There's a lot that went on. A lot. I was taken through trials. I was taken through chambers of room that you all wouldn't even imagine, having words said against me and told against me, and a whole institution with fingers thrown at me. No, I'm not afraid to say it, because it happened.
Right, and that was your experience.
That was my experience, and that's the reality, and I realize this of the world that we live in as well today. No one was hurt, nothing happened, but I had fingers pointed at me. And sometimes we get that way. We feel that, okay, the finger is just pointed at me, but again, I took from that. I call it the motivation bag. I took from that everything that I had gone through, Katrina, and everyone who's listening. Thank you all for your ears and for just having the patience to listen to me and to my story. But I took everything that I had gone through, and just day after day, even, as we're living, as we go through things, and I just started to put it into a motivation bag, which is my heart or your heart. And what that did was just added fuel to just motivate me even more, keep me uplifted, encouraged, positive, more loving, more compassionate, forgiving as well. Many of us can't do that. We don't know how to forgive. We don't want to forgive.
Right.
But that was done the day of. That was done the day of. And I thank God that he did put that in my heart. Again, all of that happened for a greater purpose, greater reason beyond what sometimes when others go through that, they tick off. Right. They don't know what to do. They're confused. But it's not easy for anyone who's going through that or have coped with it or just any obstacle in life. If you're, in college, okay, if you're dealing with employment or relationship, I've gone through a 12, almost 13-year or 12-year battle, when I was a high school senior with just dealing with, this relationship obstacle or battle. It was tough, but I know I had to stay strong as well in it. It was extremely tough. You wouldn't imagine. I went through 12 years with no type of commitment out of it. But you know what? I gained from it. I learned from it. I took from it. And it made me have an even more loving heart. And I knew that God had a greater purpose for me, because then eventually he blessed me with a husband 15 years after. And it took that. I had to go through everything. We have to go through life. We have to go through slips and falls and ups and downs and bumps and shaking up like we're in a milkshake on a blender machine. That's how it felt 18 months ago, like we were in a blender machine or a wash and dryer, toss. in terms, financial, no money. There were days, no money, nothing, zero. But we still had to work together as one and pray and stay strong and stay hopeful. Yes, there was assistance out there. There wasn't much, but there was assistance. You know, we did get some type of assistance, but, you know, it was tough, again, with having a bachelor's and a master's and this happening, and I can't get a job from applying from over 100 employers. But, again, it goes back, everyone, to just your purpose and then your calling with life. And, again, I'm just so thankful and grateful, blessed as well. I'm just so thankful just to even be alive, because that's also saved my life. 18 months ago, that saved my life. I was dealing with, again, I was coping with other, you know, situations, small situations, and then my health. That brought my health down.
Mm-hmm.
I could have been out of here. I could have been 6 feet under. 6 feet. I almost had a heart attack.
Yeah,
when I, received the news.
It's one thing I want to pull out is, like you said, you went through all of this, but it brought something out of you. It brought something out of you that you wouldn't even consider, the writing and the speaking and the inspirational things, because you went through this, but there are so many people who have gone through it too, who, like you said, are buckling and falling by the wayside. And so your testimony helps so people know that they are not alone. They know that they're not the only ones going through it, you know, and you invest so much in your career. Like you said, you have a master's degree, and, you know, so you have people who have higher level degrees. And then they get into the situation and they can't find a job, because what we're told is, oh, get these degrees and you'll be so marketable. So you think, okay, well, I took this hit, but I should be able to get a job in no time. And then you find yourself, you know, 3 months, 6 months, sometimes even a year or more, you know, not being able to find a job and being rejected. Now you're, you know, being told you're overqualified sometimes for things. And sometimes they just don't want to pay that salary.
They don't want to. They don't want to pay it with the degree and in front of you, even with the experience. I mean, with a page or two of experience, and I was shocked. Even, you know, in some cases you're applying at Winn-Dixie or Publix, or you're, you know, applying somewhere in your neighborhood. It was a big shock. But again, God had a greater purpose for me, because He again blessed me to be able to dig out what was clogged in, which first of all was part of my loud voice, and that's actually a book that I am also working on, a nonfiction, inspirational blog series about your loud voice, that everyone has loud voices. Everyone, every single person has loud voices, but it doesn't get discovered or it's not sound until we've gone through enough. And so this is my loud voice. There's so many things that I've, you know, have been wanting to say and to, you know, to do and express. Growing up, I was very quiet. Everyone knows me. You know, those who I've gone to school with and or, you know, colleagues, growing up very quiet and very shy. And so it's a plan. It was all a part of this plan here for me to be able to get out comfortably now and to have enough confidence and self-esteem. My confidence and my self-esteem 18 months ago was low when I had coped with this. I was down. I was low. And I mean, staring out the window, not, you know, knowing what am I going to do? What's going to happen? How are we going to get, you know, make it to next week with this amount of money or with my income loss? My husband had to take over. He had to take over for about almost 2 years now, or 15 months or so. He had to take over, ins and out, when I wasn't working or doing these small, you know, part-time jobs, you know, with a degree. He had to take over.
Right.
Which, again, from this day, I thank God for that. I really do. I thank God. So your loud voice, that has allowed me to burst out in so much love and compassion and gratitude and enthusiasm with my loud voice now in my hands, in my voice, in my entire body, in my heart. And so it takes that from going from this job or that job, this job over here who's going to maybe pay you $8, $9 or $10, or you're going from a salary from $43,000 or $50,000 to $15 a week.
Right.
That's the reality. That's the reality of, some folks' lives, or in this case, my life, or what it was.
Right.
And so I stayed motivated. I stayed determined. I applied because I knew the experience that I had and all the blood, everyone, the blood, sweat, and tears are what it takes to obtain a degree and to want to, eventually do what you want to do. But that doesn't happen in that case.
Right.
To where you always get what you want to do, but eventually you're shifted again back in your purpose, and then eventually your eyes are open to reality and then into your calling.
Right.
So what you wanted to do is not what you wanted to do, but what's actually needed of what's actually your purpose, your calling, your calling, your greater purpose or your calling.
Right. And that's absolutely
true. You have to stay strong. You can't give up. And I don't just mean that easily, stay strong, because that word to me, staying strong, had to happen for about almost 2 years and counting. And all of us, each and every day of our lives, strong, staying strong. It's daily. It has to become a routine, and that had to become a routine for me. Again, that was hard. That was emotional. That was tough. I cried, and still, to this day, I still have flashbacks, and we sometimes sit and figure out and wonder. But I stopped doing all the wondering why and just thanking the Lord for it, thanking God that it could have been worse, but He didn't end it that way. But He made me have a more loving and more compassionate and forgiving heart, and to be able to inspire others that you do have a choice, not to give up. Don't give up, but keep going, keep praying, stay strong, keep applying. Okay, keep applying, but not just applying. Apply your gifts that you have. When I started Visible Voices Business, again, I had never taken a business course in my life, or never attended a business workshop. I had to dig out all of my tools, my gifts that I had learned from, grade school and college, from typing and being creative and designing. And I just had to do the best that I can do. And that's all sometimes what we just need to do. Sit down and do it. Just do the best that we can do. I didn't have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money. I didn't. So what happens when that you get a person who don't have anything, nothing, okay? They've just been terminated, no job, no nothing, zero in the bank.
Right.
I had to do the best that I could do, that we can do. And so that motivated me even more. And so after I started writing, I said, okay, I do have a choice. I mean, I start a business. I do what I can do, put together a website, information about my website and my background. And, from this day, I've been, still working on it and building it and just having that perseverance to just stay strong and to keep going. Because it's working. It's definitely working. It's definitely been a blessing. It's been motivating me more. And again, I've just been doing so much writing, books after books after books that are already laid out. And I'm just, thankful and just like, wow. And that's what happens, when you've gone through enough or gone through trials and slips or not having a job for almost 2 years. And I mean a consistent job. Yes, you have part-times, but consistent. I'll finally be back, at a consistent, employment next month. It's been a while. It's been a 5-month gap. Okay.
Congratulations.
5-month gap. Thank you very much. 5-month gap. Okay, this is 6 months ago. I had a temporary job, and then 5-month gap with really nothing. Okay,
right.
something small, but really nothing. It's not a huge salary. I mean, you'd be shocked if I told you all the numbers. I'm being real with you. But now finally, okay, starting next month, thank God, and then again just being able to write now and to have my books published so I can, be able to inspire and to help you all, to help others and just teenagers and college students that, yes, you can do it and you can make it. Have enough
right.
hope and strength and know how special you are. Know that
right.
just because you've slipped and failed and you've gone through, termination or employment or being homeless with no food or clothes or about to lose your house or your car. That's what happened. I had to lose a lot of stuff in order to gain and to appreciate life more and my just life and my family, my children, my husband, and just being alive. There's so many people who pass away. We hear about it daily, every single day on the news. And so, but just having that thankful heart, that needed to happen. God knows what things that need to happen in order to wake up, to open our eyes, and to just make us more grateful, more thankful for life. And so it can happen. I'm letting you all know that if you're unemployed or you've been, wrongfully terminated or just terminated and you don't have anything, you don't know what to do with yourself, take some time. It takes patience.
Right.
Okay? Just look up. No matter
right.
where you are, just look up and have enough strength. Keep persevering. That's what I had to do. Even when you don't have sales, even when you don't have an emailing list, you don't get much exposure. That's what happens. You start a business. You may not have funds or get a lot of exposure, but you just have to keep going and be persistent, consistent, stay up, and don't give up. But to put all of your gifts and your love and your passion and just to basically do your best and take it one day at a time.
That is true. And you're giving such good tidbits, but we are actually at a little bit over the half-hour mark. So we're going to take a short break and have our advertiser play. It'll be about 30 seconds, and then we're going to come back with Kayla.
Okay.
Do you need a certified award-winning resume writing or career coaching service to help build your professional brand and help you get hired faster? Then you need VentureReady.net. Let the professional staff guide you step by step to land you your perfect dream job. Why go anyplace else? We've helped many people just like you develop a strategy to help you succeed. That's VentureReady.net. Let us convince you by calling 1-888-712-4956. That's VentureReady.net. The complete package for any career path you take.
Okay, and we are back with Miss Kayla, and I want to ask another question just to get some specifics. What specific advice would you give to anyone who is coping with depression and obstacles? Maybe, they lost their job. Maybe they went from, having their salary to going down to zero or just a fraction. Like you said, healthcare is an issue, and some people are married, some people are not. So what advice would you give or encouragement you would give to someone who's going through a similar situation?
To definitely know that there's hope, that it's not over.
Right.
And I experienced that. I would have never thought in 32 years that I would have gone through such a depression, to where we actually hit rock bottom. I did. Or again, in this case, we did. To nothing. I would have never thought that. But I want you all to know that it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible with just staying strong, taking that next level of faith, not just your faith. Yes, we say that we have faith, but for me, in order for me to have gotten through day one when I found out that this happened here 18 months ago, it had to take a whole nother level of faith, that next level of faith, which was actually already in me. I had that strength. But you have to be strong. You have to stay determined and hopeful and know that, yes, you have a voice, that you have a gift, that you're not left behind, but that there's a greater purpose in what you're going through. Help self-motivate yourself.
Right.
Stay patient and be patient. It definitely takes also patience as well. Utilize your gifts. Okay, you're down or you're low, you're depressed. Start writing. Okay, start writing your story. Besides, being a clarinet player, I've studied music and played for many years. Yes, I was able to express myself, on this clarinet, but even more so to that next level beyond now, being an author, being able now to write and express myself even more has been just an even more blessing. And I'm just so, again, excited and thankful for that. I was able to do that, again, with playing music, but even now more on this level because I have so much now to say that was just clogged inside of my heart, which now has exposed my loud voice for many, many, many years. Many years. Again, growing up very quiet and shy, and that's what life does. It gets you to point A to point B and so forth. And so you need to go through that. You have to go through sometimes, feeling down and low, depression or not having a job, and to just stand hopeful, stand prayerful, stand faithful, and know that, yes, you have to continuously tell yourself, yes, that you can make it, that you'll do it, that, yes, you will get that call back. And just know how special you are. Okay?
Right.
Know that each and every day I want each and every one of you to look into the mirror. If you're coping with a relationship now, you have low self-esteem or confidence, you're depressed or don't know what to do, suicidal or anything, start looking in the mirror, telling yourself how special you are. Silence the noise. Get away from all the noise, and that's what I had to do, everyone. I had to get away from all of the noise, and I had to take some time out for myself, my family now. And it takes that. And know that how special deep down inside that you are, that it will happen. It will happen.
Right.
Just have enough hope and faith.
Right, and that's awesome advice. Because at that time where you're seemingly losing everything, it's easy to lose sight of the fact that you're special, that you're talented, that you're brilliant, and that you will make it through this, and that this too is going to pass, and you're going to move into the next chapter. And during that time, I've found for myself personally, and with dealing with clients, and even listening to you today, is that time when you seemingly lose everything is when God will pull talents out of you that you didn't even know you had. Will pull out a passion in you that you didn't even know you had. Will pull out a boldness in you that you didn't even know you had, that will give you a new vision. Because sometimes we can get caught up in the day-to-day and the minutia and the running back and forth that we kind of miss the mark sometimes, because it's like, oh, well, this is where this is taking me. And sometimes, things will happen for God to say, all right, wait a minute. Let me stop you, let me slow you down so I can redirect you, and it's not easy. Like you said, it'll be times that you cry because sometimes, we don't always see the bigger picture, and everything. We don't see the forest for the trees, as they say. We're so busy seeing the trees, we don't see that there's a whole bigger, thing going on, a whole bigger environment going on. And so, and change is not easy for us as humans. We like to get settled in. And, so, when something comes and shakes up our norm, it really does. And I mean, with me even being a career coach and a career transition specialist, I tell people, I said, look,
Yes.
I've been through hard transitions myself, even,
Yes.
with my business, I tell people now, so I'm going through another shift now that I wasn't expecting. But I'm hopeful and I'm looking forward. And I said, but still I have my up and down days because change is hard. You want to keep things the way they are. So, it's an awesome situation.
Yes, and it takes losing things. It takes silence. It takes the ups and downs in order for you to get one day further than you were the previous day. And that's what it takes. It takes one day at a time, one foot in front of the other. It takes you being doubtless. You can't doubt yourself, but you need to have faith. You need to get to a point to where you may be fearful to where you're fearless, because you're that much stronger deep down inside. Again, not just your muscles. Your muscles don't say anything on the outside. Okay, yeah, they're just the looks, your muscles. But I mean inside, your heart. You have to have a strong heart, and that takes some time for some people. It definitely takes time. But I want you to know that you can do it. Don't doubt yourself. Stay strong. Know that we all go through problems and changes. We get shaken up in life, but it's to shape and mold us into our purpose, and then to eventually get us in our calling, to make us more thankful. Not just make us, but we should own gratitude. I love using that word, to own it. Own gratitude. Own compassion. Even when if you have a business, and that's what my newest book is partially about. Run your business in 10 essentials for 365 days. It's not really physically about having a business, but the mindset. Own gratitude, own patience, own compassion, own passion that you have, own your craft, your gift, and be thankful. Own zeal, own being just excited and thankful that you're alive, that you have a pen and a paper. It's not all about what you want or what you desire to have in that briefcase when you're going out to your business or anywhere, whether you have a fashion business, speaking business, marketing, career business, any type of business. But it's all about that heart. It's all about the essentials of what's needed in order to get you from point A to point B, even beyond your business hours. Beyond that, think about that. Beyond the 9 to 5, 9 to 4, or some work 2 or 3 hours a day. But it's way beyond that. It's way beyond that, which would definitely help you lead a more purposeful, meaningful, and also impactful business when your sales are low. Not just when they're high, but I'm saying when your sales are low, when you're not getting calls or not getting as many sales. Okay. Where's the passion? Where do you still have the passion? Where's the passion? Where's the love? Where's the gratitude? So own that. So it's part of, just a self-reflection as well of ourselves, just life in general, when we go through ups and downs and, employment, issues. We have to take from it and learn from it. Okay. It's hard. It's hard. I've been through it. I've been through days, rainy days, lots of rainy days. I've been to the underground. That's where you just feel low. I mean, low, to where you don't know what to do. You're just feeling hopeless. Hopeless that no one's giving me a call back for this job. No one wants to hire me, even with the bachelor's or master's, or that I have 6 years of experience working at Office Depot, which I do have, or experience, working at a school, several education institutions, or if you have, communication skills, if you've worked in a hospital. Take the best and know that there's a greater purpose in your waiting, that there's a bigger blessing coming your way. Bigger blessing. That's big. A bigger blessing just for you. Not for your neighbor, for your friend, but just for you. but that it will eventually not place you, but position you in your calling to where you're just unstoppable.
Right.
That's the word I want to use. Unstoppable. You have this thirst, this drive. It's like an addiction. Think about an addiction. Okay, when you get from that point, from dreaming, we all dream, but sometimes our dreams don't come out where we want to be. My first dream was to be a basketball player. Now, yes, I still love playing basketball. Yeah, that was my first dream, basketball player, a cardiologist, a FBI, okay, a teacher. That happened, a music teacher, and now an author, writing, a speaker as well. Okay, so dreams happen in order to eventually, think about that, to get us in our calling, which all of that we're going through, everyone, all of that, think about what you're going through now in a relationship, a physical, a mental relationship. That entire time, that relationship made me stronger, made me wiser, and made me have more love in my heart. It taught me about obedience and discipline. It taught me about listening. So all of that you're going through is no mistake. No mistake. You can turn left now and right. There's no mistake with it while you're turning left and right, looking back and looking forward. No mistake. But in the midst of it, stay strong. Use everything that you're going through, place it in your motivation bag, which is your heart, and let that fuel you with so much motivation, drive, determination, hope, and just tell yourself every single day in the mirror. You don't even have to be a mirror. That, yes, you can do it. You're going to make it. It will happen. And I'm thankful. I'm grateful.
And that's the thing, having, the grateful heart, because, one thing that came to me during the times of my going through, and I was like, why is this so hard, and this, that, and the third, and I heard you have to let go of the old to get the new. And sometimes we ask God to do certain things for us and to do a new thing or to take us to certain places, but we can't hold on to the old thing and still expect to get the new. It's like, when you that's just on his last leg. Well, the longer you hold on to that car, the longer it'll be for you to get the new car.
Yeah.
So, and I same thing. The longer you hold on to anything that's old, clothes, the house, or whatever, you can't get the new until you have gotten rid of the old, or either started the process to get yourself ready to move, to get yourself the process to get a car and to do the things that you need to do. And it's the same thing even with our careers and our callings and our passions and our purpose. You can't fully walk into that passion and that purpose if you're still holding on to the old thing that's not part of your passion and your purpose. So I think of that. I'm like, okay, I can't get the new if I keep holding on to the old. And so that helps a little bit. Like I said, when you're going through your transition, you're always going to have ups and downs. You're always going to have great days, and then you're going to have your low days. But the thing about it is to try to keep those low days to a minimum, but like you said, speaking to yourself, telling yourself, I'm worth it, telling yourself that, this isn't going to last always, something else, something is going to come through, along the journey, and so, like you said, you've authored several books, you're speaking, and I even believe what you went through will help you on your new job that you're about to start next month, because you've been through some things, you've experienced some things, you have more wisdom than you had then, because you've went through this new thing, and you never know how God will bless people to come across your path, even at work, who are going through some tough times, and you'll be able to have those pearls of wisdom to provide them that encouragement, to provide them, to let them know that they can make it.
Yes, and, sometimes, when that happens, where we're shifted, God may have seen that, okay, you're at this job, but I don't see much passion in you. I don't see that that this is for you. I mean, I have greater purpose. You have a greater gift than what you're doing now. So when you're at a job or you don't have a job or you've been, terminated or so forth, look at it as well as, again, there's a bigger picture that is only just going to bring out the best of you.
Right.
Okay, it's not going to bring you down, but it's just going to it's going to unclog. Okay, it's going to transform you. It's going to actually open up your true identity and bring out the best of you, of what's needed, not what you want all the time. It's not about what we want, our needs, okay, or what we desire, our wants, but what's needed, not just for yourself, but for the world, for other people who are struggling and coping, whether they're coping with addiction, sexual abuse or rape or drugs or homelessness or employment or depression. But he has a greater purpose for you to be able to go out there, you specifically, everyone who's listening, you specifically, to be able to do that. It's not about what you want. It's not about you, but what's needed overall in this entire world.
Wow.
What's going to help the person? What's going to help your neighbor? What's going to help your coworker? What's going to help someone two states away from you, or your best friend, or someone that you met at the shopping center or at the mall who is coping and struggling with drugs? But you had that very answer, and you sat there and you inspired them. You didn't ignore them, but you inspired them. You motivated them, because now God has placed you in your calling to where you have a testimony. Now you're able to go out there and share that testimony with someone. Other than if you were sitting at this other job or employment place, you would not have never probably had that opportunity to do that. And so, again, I look at it, I took away from what happened 18 months ago.
Right.
Never an experience that will never be forgotten. Forgiven, of course, but never forgotten. It's a special one. Okay, it's a special one that will be there. It's special. It was tough, and we have tough times, and it's not easy at all. But again, we have to look at the bigger picture. We have to, stay strong and not give up, but also start writing your story.
Right.
Start writing your story. There was so much I had inside, and just being able now, sitting at home or anywhere where I'm at, if I don't have a pen and paper, I have my laptop or I have a phone, and I'm just writing. Each and every day, you all, of my life, I'm just constantly writing and just discovering more. I'm more thankful, grateful, discovering more about what God has placed on my heart, the words that he's allowed me to see, the passion in each and every word that you will ever read in any book that I publish or that you publish. You have to own it, make it your own. You have to be thankful.
Right.
It's this thirst, it's this addiction. I'm finally now in my calling, understanding my purpose, but also now my calling just with using my hands. I'm still using my hands. If I'm not playing the clarinet or piano or so, but it's more so now just using my hand, my gift, and not just letting it sit there. Because there's others who need you, Katrina. There's others, everyone, who needs you, who needs your best friend, who needs you. And so if they're going through something, that's for a whole specific reason. We can't say that should not have happened to Mrs. Lindsey, or why did she get picked. That was specifically targeted for me. As much as chaos, I had gone through depression, I was down and low. I was about to lose my mind. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. But I knew that, looking back, that was specifically targeted for me to get me where I'm at now today.
Right.
More thankful than ever. More peace in my heart. A more loving, a more compassionate heart. And we have to be that way with others when we get treated wrong. That's how you win. That's how victory comes, by being the opposite, by not giving up, not doing what the world wants you to do, to just give up. No, you have to stay strong.
Right.
I'm speaking real. You have to be strong. I've been through it. I know it. You have to be strong, and this is a daily test. You may see a smile on someone's face, but deep down inside, we all go through things.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
But then while you're going through it, it's a work in progress. You have to be strong. No one's perfect. I'm still not perfect. I'm an imperfect woman, wife, and mother, but I'm still striving each and every day of my life. I'm still striving to be able to go out there and help inspire others.
Right.
Okay, to help inspire others who are feeling down or low or depressed, or who've been in an abusive relationship and they don't have, enough confidence and self-esteem, and they're just being mistreated. Then being mistreated, that's just, they're an object with no name.
Right.
They're prostituting because they don't know what to do.
Right.
And so, again, God had a bigger purpose and reason for us, for myself, for you all who are out there listening, that every turn you make that you're going through, no job, with a job, you're unhappy with the job, there's greater purpose in what you're going through now to eventually get you, to allow you to appreciate your purpose of just being alive every day, being that woman, that wife, and that mother, or single man or woman, to your reality. Okay, we're living our reality, and
right.
to also your calling, which is such an amazing feeling and experience to have, to go from dreaming, not dreaming ups and downs, purpose, reality, and then your calling.
Right. Right. And I'm just looking. We are at the top of the hour already. Thank you so much.
Okay. You're welcome.
Thank you so much for your insight, your encouragement, and sharing your testimony and your story here. I know that it was an encouragement to somebody out there. I must say it was on time for myself. Some things just happened to me today, and I was just like, oh. Yeah. But, I thank God because he knows exactly when to send someone, even when you're not expecting him to. Who knew? I honestly was thinking that the interview was going to go another way. But the moment you started talking, I'm like, oh, wow, she's really speaking to me. And I know that you have spoken to the audience on today. So I thank you so much for taking the time out to speak to us on today. Do you have any closing remarks that is about 30 seconds long? Because I'm getting thrilling.
Okay. Yes. I know you're on time. 30 seconds. So please make sure you visit my website at www.visiblevoiceohyes.com, which includes all of my upcoming books as well as my current book, Run Your Business in 10 Essentials for 365 Days, and Open Eyes, which is my next upcoming nonfiction inspirational book. The book will wow you. It will humble you. It will make you more grateful and thankful and inspire you, which gets more in depth about the battle that I went through, but different phases. It includes poetry as well. I've always loved writing poetry, so it includes over a dozen poems written by myself. And I have other products as well on my site. If you're seeking a speaker, please, again, reach out to me. All of my information is on my website. And just before we leave, if you're in the car, if you're home, if you're at the beach, if you're at a restaurant, or even out shopping this time of night here, I want you all to make sure you repeat this each and every day. And wherever you're at, I want you to participate. It's the Oh Yes anthem song. Never stop knowing it. Never stop saying it. Never stop showing it. Share it and wear it. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I never stop knowing it. Never stop saying it. Never stop showing it. Share it and wear it. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. When I say in, you say spire. In. When I say moti, you say vape. Moti. When I say D, you say turban. D. When I say come, you say passion. Come. Passion. When I say
and I'm
moti,
sorry to cut the song off, but we are at the top of the hour. And so we're getting the real end because we're about to be cut off because we have another show that's coming on after this. So I do apologize, but I have to cut it. If you want to do a voice recording of the song, I can post it on my site so people can have it. It's a very encouraging song. Thank you so much, and thank you, audience. Have a good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you for tuning in to Career GPS. Join us next Wednesday for more insights from career experts and thought leaders from around the globe. We'll help you reach the next destination in your career. To be a guest on the show, contact us at info@ventureready.net or call us at 888-712-4956.